In the intricate and often sordid tapestry of human affairs, there occasionally arises a saga so steeped in obsession that it transcends mere farce, ascending to the realm of tragedy. This is the Odyssey of Maddox, a man beleaguered by the relentless spectre of another, Dick Masterson, whose name, dripping with the bravado of a cut-rate Don Juan, scarcely conceals the pettiness of the character beneath. Let us be clear, the phenomenon of stalking, a term too anemic to encapsulate the relentless barrage of intrusion that Maddox has endured, is not an enterprise to be taken lightly. It is not the mere shadowing of a person's physical steps, but the invasion into the sacred chambers of one's digital sanctum. Masterson, in a display of fixation that borders on the pathological, has allegedly devoted the lion's share of his waking hours to the pursuit of Maddox, with a fervency that would make the most ardent of ancient lovers blush with inadequacy. The evidence, as presented by the infringed party, outlines a campaign that would give pause to Machiavelli himself. The Internet, that global agora of ideas and expressions, has become for Maddox a battleground where every keystroke may herald yet another onslaught from his relentless detractor. Masterson, in his role as the architect of this digital siege, has reportedly marshaled every tool at his disposal to wage his war, a war not of ideas but of attrition. As a scribe, a commentator, a purveyor of wit and insight, Maddox has found himself the object not just of scrutiny, which any public figure might reasonably expect, but of an unyielding crusade to discredit and demean. His every endeavor, every creative output, every proclamation is met with the vitriol of Masterson's ripostes, crafted with the singular intent of undermining and unraveling the fabric of Maddox's public persona. Let us not mince words. What we witness here is a persecution most vile. It is a character assassination writ large across the annals of cyberspace, a testament to the destructive potential of human spite when wedded to technological means. Masterson, if the accounts are to be believed, has not simply crossed the boundary of decency, he has obliterated it, with the zeal of a zealot who burns heretics at the stake, not for the sake of faith, but for the intoxicating scent of the pyre. This is no mere squabble, no simple spat between rivals. This is the systematic dismantling of a man's right to the quiet enjoyment of his own identity, the uninvited intrusion into the conceptual space he occupies in the minds of his audience. Maddox's plight is the plight of any who dare to carve a niche for themselves in the unforgiving stone of public life, only to find that niche transformed into a pillory by the hands of a vociferous and vindictive few, or in this case, one. Masterson's alleged transgressions are manifold. The purported stalking, the surreptitious surveillance, the proliferation of private information, and the rallying of a mob that acts as both chorus and executioner. It is a grand guignol performed not on the stage of a theatre, but on the screens of countless bystanders, who watch aghast as Maddox is drawn and quartered in the virtual square. In an age where the keystroke is mightier than the sword, where reputations are built or butchered in the binary of zeros and ones, we find the measure of a man not in his capacity for compassion, but in his propensity for cruelty. Masterson, should these accusations hold water, represents the nadir of this new epoch, a man who, in his quest to conquer, has become the conquered, enslaved by his own compulsion to harry and harass. It is a saga that demands not our voyeuristic fascination, but our moral outrage. If Maddox's account is to stand unchallenged, then we must, as denizens of this digital realm, condemn in the strongest terms the actions of his adversary. For what is at stake is not simply the sanity of one man, but the sanctity of our collective digital existence, the understanding that each of us has a right to the unmolested expression of our being, free from the tyranny of another's obsession. And so we stand at a crossroads where the path diverges between our basest instincts and our better angels. Let us choose the latter, and in doing so affirm that the digital domain shall not be a lawless wasteland but a forum for the flourishing of the human spirit, unencumbered by the spectre of persecution. In the name of all that is just and decent, let Masterson's alleged campaign be not a blueprint for the future, but a cautionary tale of a road best left untravelled.